Do you like hurting out of people? Well, I got the perfect game for you then. It's called Hotline Miami. What's a Hotline Miami? Well, it's a game where you just go around murdering people, murdering Russian mafia, murdering Russian mafia members as video game, basically, as Jacket, basically Ryan Gosling, from the hit movie Drive. Why is this game so much fun? Because there's so much variety in the gameplay with the mask. They add some variety to the normal 2D shooter. And they add, like, special abilities and shit. Like, being able to start with a fucking silenced Uzi with the Richter mask. Or just have more gore. Or turn the game French. Why I play this game so much? Because it's so replayable, because it's very short, and it's so addicting. It's like fentanyl, but in a game, is how I would describe it. How was this game developed? Well, two people named Dennis Whitten and Jonathan Soderstrom, Jonathan Soderstrom, he had this, like, game called Super Carnage, and Dennis Whitten was like, hey, we can make this into let's make this into a bomb-ass game. And basically, let's make this into a game for us. And Jonathan was like, yeah, sure. And basically, they made Hotline Miami from Super Carnage. The music is so fucking good. I will play it for you because I don't care, because I'm not making it. I am definitely not making any money off this. So like, gameplay, because it makes it feel so fucking good. Well, the core gameplay loop is basically you get a phone call. And you go down to your local Russian mafia settlement, and then just massacre the entire place. That's it. And you're holding. You drive your car, and then you get a snack or like a pizza or fucking stubby, and then or a fucking movie, and then you go back home. Repeat cycle. The game starts. I'll talk about the story now. The game starts in like a fever dream like state. Basically. And then it's basically saying that this game is like a flashback, basically. Someone recounting the events. Because it goes back to the beginning of, like, the timeline of this game, basically. He gets a call that says, that cookies will be delivered to, like, his doorstep, blah, 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 from the bakery. But it's a box with a chicken mask in it and instructions. So he goes down to the metro, you know, maybe punches a few people, and steals this briefcase. And Jacket, he kills this guy that's holding a briefcase. Then he dumps it in a dead drop at, like, this bin. And then like a hobo is like, I hear someone, and then he has like a fucking baseball bat, and Jacket just fucking bashes his head in, and then he vomits, because this guy was an American, and Jacket, he hates Russians for some reason. I don't know why. He kind of hates Russians. Definitely doesn't have anything to do with the sequel that I can't say in this video. In chapter 3, Jacket, he kills basically a villa of Russians, and then he kills this movie producer, and then liberates this girl that was like tied to a bed. They're probably doing some very illegal shit with that girl. abduct the girl, basically, because it says in the fucking newspaper that this girl's been abducted. And then she basically stays and then cleans the house and then basically moves shit, and the beds gets closer. So you know what that means? We kill black guys and some waiters in like this big ass room, and we kill another black guy in a toilet. And the newspaper clipping after that shows that these guys were part of the Russo-American coalition. And all the settlements that we've been killing at are the Russian mafia. So the phone callers have something against the Russian mafia and the Russo-American coalition. Chapter 7 or 8. They call Jacket at the location that he was at, killing the Russians, and they say that there's a prank caller at like phone home, and to go kill him immediately, basically. And this biker guy says, "You're dead meat," and then starts attacking Jacket. But Jacket kills him. And then, for some reason, the phone callers, they're sending Jacket on, like, suicide missions, basically. They're sending Jacket on, like, multiple suicide missions. Like, there's a guy that fucking tries to throw Molotovs at him. They send where, there's fucking data operatives. Like, this guy in a fucking, like, lizard, like, a grasshopper mask. They're trying to get Jacket killed. And weird shit happens in, like, Jacket's, daily life now. Like, there'll just be a dead guy in his fridge. And, like, Beard, for some reason, he's just dead now. I think he just suddenly collapsed. And there's this bald guy that's very unwelcoming. I don't know why. One day, when Jacket comes back from a job, he finds his girlfriend dead in the bathroom. Then he sees a man in a rat mask, and he just fucking guns him down. There's these, like, 3 masked figures in Jacket's head that have been, like, talking to him throughout the game. And the Richard guy in the mask asks Jacket questions. He, like, does a bunch of foreshadowing, and he's, like, just mystic and shit. Then you have Don Juan, who's, like, Jacket's, it's like the good voice and Jacket. Then you have Rasmus, who's like the reason why he hates is how he perceives Russians, and Richard is like his like inner psyche, basically. Richard says that nothing that you do from now on is pointless, and all of this is your own fault. And we walk down the hall, and there's a hospital bed. And then our fucking, like, mind just fucking explodes. And then we wake up in the hospital. What the game is trying to say is that Jackie has been in a fucking coma for the entire game, pretty much. And now we have to escape the hospital and to hunt down the rat man that killed our girlfriend. So, we escape the hospital in probably the worst fucking chapter in the game. It probably has the worst control scheme ever. It feels like you're a fucking drunk, schizophrenic, who injected, like, heroin into his body and DMT. That's how so we get back to our, like, house, and then it's basically just fucking wrecked at this point, since it's a crime scene. And then we get back our clothes, our car's fucked as well. We basically go down to our local police station, fucking just blast away through all the police. Then we find this bald man, who's actually the guy in the rat mask. You know the guy who's been replacing Beard? Yeah, that guy. By the way, the sections with Beard takes place all in our head. we can't trust Jacket as a storyteller because all of that was in his coma, and it's kind of fuzzy. So like, we can't trust how the story went. This guy says, "Oh hey, yeah, I killed your girlfriend." The same phone calls. They basically told me to kill your girlfriend. You can kill him, but that's not canonical. His name is Richter because of his mask. He's another operative of the people who are calling. And Jacket, he thinks it's the fucking Russian mafia. He thinks it's the Russian mafia. He goes through the documents that he found from the police station. He thinks it's the fucking Russian mafia, even though it is not the Russian mafia sabotaging themselves. How dumb is he? He must have gotten fucking brain damage from Richter shooting him. He goes to the Golden Truck Stop, which is this nightclub, I think. He kills the manager of this nightclub, gets the address to this Russian mafia boss, kills the Russian mafia boss and his bodyguard and her bodyguard and his bodyguard, two like purple panthers, and then kills his dad, and that's how the game ends. Psych! That's not how the game ends. It's a fucking fake out. Basically, we rewind and we go back to the biker man. Huh? I thought Jack had killed him. But it turns out, no, he didn't. Turns out that the biker man killed him. Nah, that's not true. They both stayed alive, so that's not true, yeah. In Hotline Miami 2, Biker has a huge scar, so they probably both didn't end well in that fight. So that's all we really know. Throughout the game, you can find like these letter pieces, create a password that can be used in the secret ending. And Biker guesses the password on this computer, finds out these two janitors that throughout the game have been part of this organization called 50 Blessings, and basically they're trying to topple the Russo-American coalition and the Russian mafia as well, but mostly the Russo-American coalition. The Russian mafia has connections to the Russo-American coalition. So, and Jacker had a flyer, Biker had a flyer, so they're both members of like this patriotic organization. Because of a war that happened between Russia and America, Russia won probably because they have a coalition. So, 50 Blessings want to basically just take back America, remake it in their image. Well, now that's basically the story of Hotline Miami. This game impacted a lot of like added. It made a boom and it made it sold a ton of copies, and made an impact in, I would say, the indie genre in general. Personally, it put Devolver Digital on the map as like an indie publisher or AA publisher. So, in conclusion, this game is really fucking good. Next time I will be talking about the sequel. I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Have a Merry Christmas. This was my Christmas present to you. This video review. I don't usually do this shit. If you have feedback, leave it in the comments. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!